I love your setup. It looks so nice.
Thank you so much. This is the only place where I get good Wi-Fi and I don't get disturbed. Otherwise, it's just,
I understand. It looks great on screen.
Thank you so much. So whereabouts are you? Hyderabad, Chennai, where?
Hyderabad.
Oh, but it's been pouring, right?
It was not anymore. It's been nice yesterday and today. I got back from Goa yesterday and I was calling saying, oh, I shouldn't come back. I should probably stay here till the weekend. And my friend with the video call walked outside her house and she's like, see, it's not raining. So you shut up and come back. So yesterday and today has been like sunny. Day before, 33 centimeters of rain. So it's been
crazy. So anyways, let's start. So thank you so much for joining me, Lakshmi. I want to ask, what is that one thing that you can't do? You're a TV host, you're an actor, you're a producer, you're a mom, a homemaker. So what is that one thing that Lakshmi can't do or feels that she needs to do?
Direct. I would love to direct a movie and I don't think I have 1% of it in me to do so. But that's something I wish I could. But I don't think I ever can.
I don't think I ever can is in Lakshmi's vocabulary.
Certain things you need to accept what you can and cannot do. The wise ones do accept what they cannot. I cannot count for nuts. My math is terrible. So
well, that makes two of us. So now getting your life back with Lakshmi, because these past 7 months have been extremely trying for everybody at a personal level, professional level, across. So what was the idea behind this show and what are we going to see, what we can hope to see?
Exactly what you said, Puja. These 7 months have been really testing and difficult for us and none of us know because this every day it was a new news that we were getting. Oh, it's airborne. Oh, it's only on tables. Oh, you have to, it's not, the strains are different. I mean, every day it's new information and we don't know. Some say you die from it. Some say you don't die from it. It's just like a flu. So I started these series, the lockdown series on Insta saying, what is going on here? Can I talk to a few people? And it was just this conversation, but on live, right? And I did about 17 episodes. And then I was like, I could continue to do this, but how do I really package a show that is beyond what is happening with what I was doing? And I thought, what better way than bringing two people from the same walks of life, from different parts of the world on speaking about the same thing. And I found it very interesting because they were like, wow, that's absolutely right. And some they were like, I don't agree with him. So it was really nice to see two individuals who have been really successful in what they do to approaching the same question in a different way. So and then to really create hope for all of us, saying that if they're going through what they're going through, what we are going through is not so big, because the stories of suicides and losing jobs and depression and all sorts of other things that were being shown light during the pandemic. So I thought this would be a good way to connect people and bring hope and bring joy.
And it's across the board, I mean, some people feel that those who are privileged don't go through that, but it's just across the board because, as they say, life is equal for it's what you make of it. And everybody goes through the same thing because we come from the same earth. Whether you are privileged or whether you're not privileged, but you're going through the same motions. But I just feel a lot has been brushed under the carpet. We are not discussing things that we need to discuss. We are rather actually taking pot shots at each other and playing a blame game, and I'm sure both of us have been through it. So what's your take? What is that one thing you learned during the lockdown?
That how little I needed my life and what were the most important things. And to really, I'm a meditator and I'm always trying to be in the moment. But that in the moment lesson only happened during the pandemic. I'm like, what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm like, don't think about it. It's right now, right this moment is all that you have. So, so just being grateful for that, I'm like, I'm grateful enough, but get me out of this house. But, that's not the thing. So that was something that really, really, that I understood, and that also that I am a creator no matter what, that I can create from anywhere. And as an artist, I have so much to give, because you're always, not you, I'm always doubting and judging myself. Oh, I've become, too old and I'm not good enough. And this is it. I'll never have another show. So for every show, I'm always doubting myself, because I'm a woman from this country, because the expectations from us are different to what they expect a man to be. And being where I am and still, playing the field gives me a lot of joy. So I realized I don't need anybody's you can do good. I realized who I am, who I truly am, and what I can offer to the world. So there were quite a few revelations for me.
I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's the same. I think we all are going through that. And they always say, women, I mean, they would say that women who spoke aloud and let everyone know their mind seldom made history. I actually feel these are the women who are now going to make history, though they might be just a small percentage. And that's what I like about you, because your Instagram post is all about loving yourself. As you put up, it's an addiction. I love myself. But nobody would know, like for me, I would look at your post and say, she has it all. But I wouldn't know your internal struggle. And somebody who comes from the industry, what has it been like for you? Because everybody would say, oh, it's okay. She's grown up in the film industry. She's done these fabulous projects. She's a producer. What would you like to tell people who actually do not know the inside story?
So I was born with a golden spoon. My dad is a superstar. Okay. But now trying to find myself a wooden spoon for me to feed myself has been a challenge, right? So when people come up to and say, what's there, Amma? I'm like, listen, Amma, my father is rich, Amma, not me, Amma. So I'm trying to find my balance to where I belong, who am I? So this is my first talk show that I'm doing in English. Everything else has been in regional languages. And now they're like, why do you want to do an English show? I'm like, why is it bothering you so much that I want to do something? So the challenge is continuous, I feel, Puja. Once you do one thing, they're like, oh, what else do you need? It's not about the need, but it's the need to survive and to create a purpose for what you're born for. And when you have the drive to do what you want to do, I don't listen to anybody else,
Fantastic, because this needed to be heard, because a lot of people, as you're seeing what's happening in the film industry, nepotism, oh, they have it all. It's not so. It's everywhere. Everybody is struggling, because your name, as Shruti Hassan said, is just like a handbag. It's at the end of the day what you put into that designer handbag.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you've had your guess. Who have been the biggest revelation for you? You've got Tapsi coming or Rana Dagubati coming. Who has been like the biggest revelation?
I was the most nervous interviewing Rajamouli Garu, because we look at him as God, like moving God, God of cinema. So when I say, I gave him a question and I said, give me an elevator pitch. I tell you, I was sweating. From here, I looked all nice, but I was drenching underneath, saying he's going to hate me and never talk to me again after this, and he's going to blacklist me, But you got to do what's right by the job, and what can I pull out from them, what I have not. So, and I saw how it was 9 a.m. here when I was shooting that, because it was a different time in LA for Frank Karachi. And he was so playful, and he went along with everything and answered all questions so candidly. So that made me really happy. And then with Bibhu Mohapatra, I mean, again, oh my God, icon. And then I was like, so will you get me discounts when I come to New York? He's like, come on over. All my discounts are yours. I'm like, yay, can't wait to go to New York shopping with Bibhu. I will definitely make a day of that and videotape all of it when it happens.
You must. Yeah. And who's that one person you really want to have on the hot seat opposite you?
Oh, there are so many people. See, the show I thought won't even get picked up. to be honest. I thought, oh, I'm doing this. There was no backing for the show saying, okay, we're going to take the show for you to do it. I just went ahead and shot it. I said, okay, let me just shoot it. And I shot 5 episodes and I said, okay, let me see how we can do this next. And that's how we went about it. And then everybody I showed the trailer to, they were like, oh my God, we want it. We want it. So yeah, so that's how I went about with this show.
So I asked somebody, your fans, to send in a few questions. So somebody said, which is that one rumor that Lakshmi wants to start off about herself?
What's the one
rumor
what?
that you want to start off about yourself?
Rumor that I want to start about myself.
As you see, the news headlines these days are all about rumors, no?
Yeah, there are so many that I have real magical powers and I can turn into a unicorn when at night.
And one rumor you wish about you that would never come true.
That would never come true.
Or a rumor about yourself that you heard which wasn't true. A bizarre rumor you've heard about yourself.
That I beat people up. You should go on YouTube. Look at Lakshmi Manchu slapped somebody. I was telling my dad that yesterday. I was actually clapped, the clapboard. So I was clapping for a movie. So and that has the most number of views. I hope I'm not caught on tape beating anybody up, although I wish I could.
We all do, and especially these days.
These days, I really do. Yeah. Yeah, a big tight one.
Big tight one. I'm with you on that. And what I liked about you was the way you stood up for people. You have stood up for your tribe. And also, do you feel now women will celebrate? I read a very nice post that wish women would celebrate each other's, personal developments, their travel stories, the way they celebrate pregnancies and engagements. Do you think we'll come to that soon or not?
Yes, we are ready. And I think people like you and me have to set the platform for them. Again, people are afraid of what they don't know and what they don't see. When you remove the fear out of it and say, this is also okay. I mean, we never had Sangeet down south until 10, 15 years ago. Now everywhere, the man and woman didn't really see each other that much. And now they're dancing together. Blasphemy, how dare you in our culture. But then when you remove the fear of it and brought it and made it joyful and it's no big deal, we all want to do more and learn more. I think we need to just break the stigmas, and the ones who can and have the guts to do so should do so, and the rest shall follow.
So you were in an episode of Desperate Housewives. So the question has come, if you were to make Desperate Housewives in India, who would be your
I would have Vidya Balan. Just to make it all exciting. I would have Kangana Ranaut.
As Brie or as Gabriel?
As Gabriel, I think. She's more Gabriel. I'm not thinking about who from those characters, but I'm just thinking from who from India, just as women who are feisty and can really deliver. I would put Tapsi up there. I have to be there, and then we'll see who's the other fourth person. Who can I handle all three of us?
Tapsi and Kangana would be interesting, though. I look forward to make that Indian version of this Desperate Housewives. And also, I mean, since you have done a lot of American shows as well, and films right here. I mean, I was watching your filmography. I mean, do you think they are more inclusive? Because when the time you started, there were very few characters, they would brown face you and project you in a certain way. But all that seems to be changing now. Do you think so?
Puja, it was changing then. That's why Aishwarya Rai came to be in films there. They didn't brown her and make her a brown skinned person. Just that we Indian actors don't have the chops that needs to be a Hollywood actor. They really put the work in. There is not one actor acting and somebody else dubbing and somebody else lip syncing. If you're an actor, you have to sing your song, dance your song. You have to use your own voice because it's sync sound. We get away with a lot in India. You
Yeah.
cannot in America. So switching to that and putting in the work, I think Priyanka Chopra did that work. It did not come easy to her. It did not matter. She was the toppest Indian star when she did. I remember seeing one of her interviews where she was auditioning for Baywatch, and she was nervous, and she said, "Listen, you got this. Why are you nervous? You're the biggest star in India. Go give it what you have." A person like that had to think about that, but she was willing to do the work. She wasn't sitting there looking pretty, and things did not come to her. Priyanka Chopra made all Indians proud because she put in that work. So, or a Frida Pinto, or or the ones who are in mainstream. Most of these people go there and say, "Baba, mere ko nahi ho sakta hai. I'm a big fish here. I'll just be here." They easily diss it because it's a lot of work. They don't like to be sitting outside a room with another girl who's prettier than you, who's just going to go ahead before you. For you to have that confidence to say, "It's okay. I can give more than what she has gone in and given." So it takes a lot more for us. So it's not about opportunities opening up. It's about they realizing how much more work you need to do to be there.
And I think now they're opening up to that because, since
Yes.
with OTT platform coming, new content, hopefully. And what about you? Are you happy with the narratives being written for women? Because you've also done films. Will we see you on screen anytime soon? Because you've done quite a few. The Lakshmi bomb, everything, and now it's acceptable. Now we have a Lakshmi bomb coming, but with a man.
He took my name. Um, what was your question again?
I mean, are you happy with the narratives being written for women? Or do you think a long way to go on that as well?
I think the narratives were better in the 70s and 80s than they are right now. There were more.
Really? Because okay. That's interesting.
If I had to redo those movies like a Shankara Varnam, if I have to do that or a Julie, if I have to do that in today's world, the censors will come after me. I don't know which political party will come after me, which society I would have hurt, which women's right which animal rights I would have hurt. I don't think I would have been able to freely tell a story. See, we as artists, we are telling you what's right, what's wrong, what shouldn't be said, what should be said. So it's all out there. You can't moral police us as artists, and I was always taught that your art cannot be perceived through other people's morality. But here it's all about morality. So, what I learned to what we are put here, it's difficult. But having said that, it's still changing. I think we are bringing in a new narrative, and that there are women that are saying, "I'll only do this," So for that, hats off to them and more power to those women, because money comes when you run around trees, not when you're saying you're wrong, So women are holding their own and fighting that change. So kudos to them. And blurring the geographical lines.
Exactly. And that's what I'm happy about, because thanks to the OTT platform and thanks to the lockdown, I'm getting to speak to you. Otherwise, it just gets very restricted that, you're up north, you only speak to Bollywood. If you're down south, you only speak to
Yes.
Mollywood and, Tollywood and the names that they give, all those woods. Yeah.
True. Absolutely true. I agree that now this is blurring the lines of geography so we can share common thoughts. Doesn't matter which part of the world or country we are in.
And what I've just observed, you're a great mimic. Have you ever thought of doing a show like that? Fantastic.
Really?
Fantastic. I'm actually just smiling talking to you, And I know our time is restricted. I will have to end the interview, but I could keep talking to you because you're so entertaining.
Oh, thank you, Puja. You made my day. I think you're the first one to say I mimic well. Wow. I'm gonna take that away today and try a few more later today.
Please do that. And has Lakshmi Manchu ever had a starstruck moment? Because your filmography is great. You've had Sylvester Stallone, and of course, you've met everybody. Any starstruck moment when you were tongue-tied?
When I met Ranveer Singh, just because, yeah, his energy, like I wanted to jump on him. I almost did. Thank God my friend was there to pull me back. This was in London. So I felt I could do whatever I wanted. It wasn't in India. I was like, Ranveer! But then he was like, he knew off of me, and he was like, Lakshmi Manchu. And I'm like, You know my name. I was giddy for days to come. I took two blurry pictures, but they were worth it.
Awesome. Anyways, lastly, I want to ask you who would be your ideal Bollywood and a Hollywood cast, or Tollywood, Indian cast and a Hollywood cast that if you were to make a film with, who would be the four people you would choose and make a movie with them?
I would give my right arm to do a movie with Amir Khan. I've been starstruck with him since I was a little girl. I cried both the times he got married, like literally cried. And then if I see him somewhere, I walk the other way
Wow.
because I don't want to like make a fool of myself, and I want to keep him right there. So it would be him in all of India that I would want to work with, and in America, Daniel Day-Lewis. Not
Wow.
America, but in the West, it would be Daniel Day-Lewis because I
Maybe
think
you could just help him to make that comeback since he's hung up his boots when he made that
maybe I
announcement.
would be I would be the person bringing him back on set.
Your
Never
lips.
say never, right?
Anything is possible now since you are a manifestor. Anything is possible.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely chatting with you. So, what's next other than the project? What's next? What's coming?
I don't know, Pooja. I didn't know this was coming until a week ago. So I leave it up to the universe and just do my job of what excites me because I'm prepping on a few projects, just writing here, there. They're all on different stages, but you never know what ignites the fire and picks it up. So I'm looking forward to that.
Lovely chatting with you. And before we go, it's a grammar question, which is that one phrase or when people use wrong grammar or English that really gets to you that you stand up to correct them? Or is there something when you want to tell people, mind your grammar?
I don't, but just pronunciation. So when they say certain words, I'm like, vitamins. So I say it's vitamins. They're like, no, it's vitamins. Um, Certain words like that, muscles and muscles. I'm like, which is right? Tomato, tomato. I just pick on them because they think I know more English, which I don't. I get away with it because I have an accent, but I'm clueless. My grammar is terrible.
Lovely chatting with you. All the very best.
Thank you, Pooja. Same here.
Bye. And do the mimic show.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Yes.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
Tata.